Okay, we're going to go ahead and get started. Hi, everybody, and welcome to the free CloudAccess.net Getting Started series webinars. This one is over why you need to use SSH. SSH is essentially a faster way to do file transfer protocol and to look into different aspects of your files, see the sizes, move things around a bit easier. And we use it daily at CloudAccess.net, and it makes our lives much faster, and it's really an essential tool that you need. So here we have Motaz Ashri. He is one of the support team members here, and he is going to be presenting some of the most common and most useful commands with the SSH. And Taz, if you want to go ahead and share your screen so we can get started, that would be great. And if you guys have any questions, there should be a little area in the bottom where you can ask them. And at the end of this webinar, we will go over everybody's questions for you.
Hello, everyone. How you guys doing today? So we will be going through the SSH and the most common commands that will be used, something that we believe that it will be something maybe to help you, make things easier for you. And this is from a personal perspective. This is something that most used by me today and most of our team to make our work way easier. So we have, for example, here, two sites that we're going to be testing today. One is Joomla site and one is WordPress site, just to show you that it doesn't matter what CMS you're using because you are on the server level. So it doesn't matter really what you're running there. So even if it's a Linux hosting that you have here with us, the command will still apply. So I'm using a Microsoft Windows machine today, just because I know most of us use that, but I will tell you as well how to use it if you're running a Linux or an Apple machine. So for the Microsoft one, because SSH is not built in, you will need to download a free tool, which is PuTTY, this one, and it's an open source for free. Here it is. And you can just go and download it. It's like a small file. And once you click on it, it will bring you to a screen like this. So all you need to do to log in SSH, let's say this is the site that we have here with us. So I'm gonna show you how it looks like when you log in. So when you're logged into your account, you're gonna see something like this. Here are your products. So we're gonna be testing on the Joomla site, for example. So you will go manage, and then you will go server, and then you will see FTP SSH. From there, this is where you can locate your login information. So as you can see here, it's showing this is the user and the password. We'll just click here, it will show the password. If you would like to change the password at any time, you can always apply it in here and whatever password you need. So what you need to do, you'll just take the user. So we'll copy that user and go to PuTTY and type it there and then put the @ sign. So you're telling that user at this destination. So the destination could be your host name, could be the IP address, or could be your actual CA site, this one here, because every site has its own unique number. So we will go with the live domain name. So this one, for example, could be Nike.com, Adidas.com, whatever live site you're using. And we just put it there and then click open. And because I already logged into this before, that's why it did not prompt me to another screen saying, do you still want to connect? And all you need to do, you'll say yes. And they will bring you to the screen. It will say, type in the password. And here, you do not actually have to type it. If it's complex password like here, you just copy it. And then what you do, when you come here, right click with your mouse, and it will type it for you automatically. You're not gonna see it, but it's there. And you press enter, and as you can see, you're logged in. Once you see this, that means you're logged in. So by default, we wanna see, for example, where did we log in? There is a lot of folders in there, and we need to know. So you type in pwd, which is print working directory. So that will tell you where are you located now on your site. and enter. So here is showing us the full path. So we are in the MNT data vhost and the top level of your site, which is your CA site. You want to see what's inside here, you can use the command ls, which is list, and enter, and then it will tell you how many folders you have there. So we have the backup folder, we have the FCGI, HTTP docs, and the logs. If you want it more organized and with more details, you can use ls list minus al and enter. And as you can see, it will give us more detail and other files even, which is the system files. So here, let me just make this, yep, here we go. So as you can see here, those ones are here your folders. The other side, it will tell you the date from it, when it was, the permissions that you have on it, the user. So this one, for example, here is owned by root. All the rest are owned by users. So let's say now we want to do some work on the backup folder. You took a lot of backups and you want to empty some of them to make some free space on your site. So what you need to do, instead of you going actually and delete them from FTP, FileZilla, or go from your CCP, you still can do it from here all at once. So we will go to, let's say, so CD, this is anytime you want to go inside the directory, a folder, so you will type in CD and you'll specify the folder that you want. So we want to go to the backup. So I'll put CD backup. You do not even need to complete the word, you just hit the tab on your keyboard, and as you can see, it will complete it for you. And then you hit enter, and then we are inside the backup folder now. If you're not sure, always remember to do that pwd, and it will show you that we're actually inside the backup folder, as you can see here. So because this backup folder is empty, so we're not saying anything. So let's go back and go to the HTTP docs, for example. Now we want to go one step out. So we'll just do CD and enter, and that will take you back to the top level, as you can see. And then we'll go to the HTTP docs. So CD, HTTP, tab to complete it, and we are in. Now we want to see what's inside. We can use the ls minus al. And as you can see, this is everything we have. So we have the administrator folder, this and this and that. So let's say you want to delete some of those or make any changes. The most easier way, because for all of us, even me included, it's very hard to remember all these commands. So you want to use something. Hold on, looks like we got a question. Okay. So let's say here, for example, you want to delete something or make any work. Instead of you trying to remember all these commands, what you will need to do is you can use a built-in friendly interface. It's called Midnight Commander. And to access this at any time, you just type in MC, which is short for Midnight Commander. And then that will take you inside, as you can see. So from here, it's pretty much as if you are on your hard disk on your computer. So you can just click with the mouse, go inside the folder, come out, whatever you want. So here we're inside the HTTP docs. Let's say we want to delete images, for example, something inside it. So we'll double click. As you can see, it will take you inside. And let's see, we want to delete these two. So if you want to delete these, all you need to do on your Microsoft, you will click on the insert button on your keyboard. And as you can see, they get highlighted in yellow. So you see the two that we selected, they are highlighted in yellow, that to let you know that these are the one that you're going to do an action on them. And then now you want to delete them, or let's say copy them to the outside folder. So basically when you're logged in there, what you have is you have two sides of the screen, this side and this side. It's both are your site. You can control which folder you want to go to. So here we are in the images folder, but here I can go to media folder, as you can see, and inside I can go to another folder, whatever you want. And then if you want it to go back, you just click on the dots up there. That will take you one up. And as you can see up here, you are all the way at the top. So we want to put these two images inside the backup folder, for example, because You want to keep them for your record for the future. So now we're inside the backup folder. You come back to the left screen, and then you click on the file up there. And as you can see, there is a copy. You press it, and then it will ask you that you're going to copy these two files from this area. They are going to this path, which is inside the backup. And then you click OK. As you can see, they went back there. Here they are. So now you have a copy from the original to here. And it's the same thing for the delete. So we want to delete these two, just do insert. And you can do it from the file, and you can see all the commands, or you can click it from down here in this menu. As you can see, there is view, there is edit, copy, delete. So we're going to select the delete one and do delete. It will ask the same thing. Want to confirm? Yes. And as you can see, they are gone. Once you're done with this work from the MC, you want to do quit, for example, to come out. So you'll just click it here. You will close this. So you are still connected SSH. You are just out from the Midnight Commander. Okay, we have another question here from Joe. Said, okay, now I am envious of the Windows command line tool you are using, MC. Is there something like this for the Mac terminal? Okay, so just to shed some light on here, this is actually something installed on the server itself. It's not something on the Windows, because now once we are logged in, you are doing everything on the server itself. So any tool that you use, it's actually installed on the server, and we have installed on all our servers. So for the same thing for the Mac, if you want to log in, and I know I mentioned this earlier, but I didn't get to it yet, but instead of you using the PuTTY, all you need to do if you're using Linux or a Mac, you open your terminal, the command line that is built in your Mac, and then from there you just type in, let's say that here is the terminal, for example. All you need to do is just type in SSH, and then you're going to put the username. So let's say it's test, and then the same thing like we did at PuTTY, and then your host name. So we'll say the host name was Nike.com, for example. And you just hit enter, and it will ask you for the password. Once you enter the password, you're logged in, and you're going to see the same exact thing that I'm seeing here. Okay, let's move on now to another command that we use all the time. One of the things that is very helpful for all of us, and we get this request from a lot of our clients, sometimes they will see that they're using 19 gigabytes of their total disk space, but they cannot figure out what is taking that. So something very nice and easy to use is this command, ncdu. Well, let's go one up so we can show you how it goes. So when you type in this, as you can see, it's scanning your site to tell you exactly everything inside the folders. So as you can see here, it's showing us HTTP docs has 131 megabyte. The backup has that much. This folder has that much, and so on and so forth. So for example, if your backup here has 10 gigs of backups that you forgot about, you will see here next to the backup, it will show that much. And then you can click and it will show you that. So you want to go inside the backup to see it. For example, what you will need to do, you will use always to exit this screen, you just press on the Q, the letter Q on your keyboard, and it will take you back. So now we know that the backup was the one using that much. So we'll go inside the backup folder, and then we'll do the ncdu again. And we're inside it now. So it's showing us here the database is taking that much. And obviously, if you have more of these, you're going to see all of them listed in here, and you're going to see each of them, how much they have and what they are using. And based on that, you can go back again to the MC command in here and go to those files where they're located, and you can delete them, remove them, download to your computer, whatever you need to do with that. Okay. Okay, let's see here what else we have. So we'll come out from this one. Another good command that we use, let's say, for example, there is a file that you want to empty without, first let's create a file. So here, let's see what we have in here. Okay, the htaccess file, for example, instead of you having to go inside the file to see what you have inside it, you can just use the command cat. So cat that basically copy what's inside the file so you can read it. So you'll say cat and then you'll type in the file that you want to read it. So this one is the htaccess, and like I said, you just type in few letters and hit the tab and it will bring it to you. Okay, let's see where we add first here. Okay, because we're in the backup, so there was no file there. So we need to go out, cd, then go in the HTTP docs, and then cat and ht, and as you can see, it filled up the rest for you. And you hit enter, and as you can see here, this is actually what's inside the file. So instead of you physically going inside it and open it to see, you can just read it from here, and then you can look for the redirect or whatever specifics that you're looking and trying to find. Anytime you want to clear that screen, it's just very simple. You type in clear and it will clean it all for you. Okay, let's see what else we have in here. Yeah, so the htaccess, that's what I wanted to say. Let's say you wanted to delete it, and instead of you going inside it and delete every single line inside, you can just use the command echo. So you will put like echo and greater sign and then the name of the file. So htaccess, this is the one that we want to empty it. So this command will just empty what's inside the file without actually deleting the file. So like you saw before, we had a lot of information inside it. When I do the echo, it should be empty. And let's see. Okay, now we want to do the cat again to see it. And as you can see, it came empty here, it's black, because it's all empty now. So this is a very useful command as well. Sometimes, you know, you want to empty a file without deleting it because the name is, you know, random letters or whatever, and you cannot just remember it, or you don't have any, you know, way to type it down. Okay, another one that we can use is, let's say you want to unzip a file. It's very easy and straightforward. You just type in the command unzip and then the file name. So let's say the file name was test.zip, for example, and then you hit enter and it will do it. Here, of course, nothing is happening because it's saying it cannot find this file because we actually do not have it. Another thing too, from those files, very used one is if you want to restore your database from the command line. Sometimes the database could be over 500 megabytes. So if you try to import it from your CCP, it's not going to work, and because it will time out. So the only way you can do it is to import it from here. It's a very little bit lengthy command, but it's very useful and it's very easy. You know, you can write it down, and that will help you a lot. So for example, you will be doing, let's say here, the command will go as this: MySQL, and then -u, space, and then will be the username. So let's say the username here, we will go and get it as we had it. So the username was this one. So we'll put the username. And like I said, right click, it will type it for you, and then space, and then -p, and then it's waiting for the password now. So you will go here, type the password, and then space, and then -h, and it's asking here, you know how in some system, for example, it's asking for the host name. So our host name, we use it always DB. Some others, they will use it as a local host or whatever the situation is. So this is where you want to type it in, because -h is asking for like the host. What is the host? And then you do space, and then the username again. So we'll go back. username, and then +sign, and then finally is the file name. So of course you will have to have the file here. So what you will need to do, you will go in your CCP. Either you can upload it from FTP FileZilla if you're more comfortable that way, or you can use our built-in FTP. So you can go to the File Explorer here, and you always want it to be in the root folder. Anything you want to do, try to be there, because this is kind of like your main directory. So you'll go here, and then you'll go to the options and click upload, and then it of course will ask you choose the file. So you'll upload that database file that you want to import. Once it's here, you're going to see it, and then once you type in the command, you will type in the file. For the most part, it's usually come as a db.sql. It should look something like this. And once you hit enter, it will import it for you. Of course, now when we try it, it's saying no such file or directory because we do not actually have any file there. But this is a very great tool that we use all the time as well, especially for the database that is larger than the 500. Okay, let's say here what we have next. Okay, another very useful tool, and I think that will be very good for you guys, for the people that use replication all the time or build site all the time, and they have larger files. So instead of you going, let's say you want to download some videos that is half a gig, instead of you going actually FTP to that site and download them to the computer and then upload them again to the new site, that will take you a lot of time. So what you can use a command called wget. Basic what wget is, you're telling the server, go to the site so and so, and there is a file located there in that area. I want you to grab it and bring it to this site. So we did it here for you guys as a test, again, on these two sites, just to show you that it doesn't matter, again, if it's a Joomla site or WordPress site. So what I did here, let's say I went to the WordPress site and we went to application. And we took a backup, we named it web test. So this backup, of course here, because the site are just fresh installation, it's small in the size. But let's say this backup is about 10 gigs and you want to move it. Of course, it's going to take a very long time to download and upload. So what we will do is we will use the wget to move it from our WordPress site to the Joomla site. So in order for us to do this, now we need to know the name of that file. So we will go in here where we are connected already SSH to the WordPress site. I believe that is the WordPress site. Let me check here 1 second. No, that actually was the Joomla site. So we will go to the WordPress site and log in there SSH. The same thing like we did. Okay, so we went to manage and we go into the server, FTP SSH, and here is our login information. So we'll do the same thing. We'll open a new session. That's the good thing about PuTTY, you can open multiple ones. So you see we still have the old one and the new one. So this is the new one. We're gonna type in the user at the site name, which is this one. And now it's asking for the password. View the password. Okay, so now we are in. So we will go to backup folder, see what is the folder. I'm sorry, the name of the site. Okay, so the file that we want to go is inside this one. So we want to move it to the root folder just to make it easier for us. So we'll use the MC. And here is the file that we want to move. And again, remember, you can have different screens on each side. So we'll go here to the top and we'll go into HTTP docs. And we want to remove that file, copy it and put it here. As you can see, we already did this for testing earlier. So I will delete it and we'll move it again. So here it is. And if you use the copy, it will just take an exact copy and put it in the other folder. If you want to use the move command, it will actually move it from here and you only have one copy. And this is helpful if the size of that file is large. So instead of you having 2 5 gigs, it's going to be only one. So you need to keep this in mind so you won't run out of disk space. So we'll do the move. And okay, and we went here. And as you can see, here is the file. Now we want to name it something easier than this so we can remember. So we'll go quit. If you want to rename any file that you want, you can use the command mv and then type in the name of the file that you want. Let's see where we at, HP docs. Okay. So we're going to list the names first so we can see what is it called. Okay, so this is the file. And we'll say mv files. And as you can see, now it's asking you after this, what new name do you want to use? So we're going to use it test. Name it as a test. So we'll name it test.tar.bz2. So now if we do ls -al again, you will see now the name got changed to be test tar.bz2 instead of the files that it was. Okay, so now we're going to go back to the other screen, which is our Joomla site. And we want to use the wget command to bring that file from there to here. So all you need to do, wget, okay, space, and then you want to specify where is that file. So you need to specify the name of that site. And the way to do this, we need to put the name of the site first. So we'll do HTTP. And then we will go and get the name of that site. We can get this from here by going to, yep, this is the the WordPress site. So here is the name. Copy that one. And then /. And then you want to name that file. That's why it's always good that you put in the root folder, because let's say it's inside a folder, you will have to specify here all those subdirectories in order for wget to find it. But when you put in the root folder, it's just very easy. You put the name of the site and the name of the file and it will get it. So put the name of the file, which is test.tar.bz, I believe. Let's double check. Yeah, bz2. And then watch now how quick it's gonna come to here. That's it, as you can see. So here, as you can see, it got connected. It's saying it connected at that date, at this time. It connected to the other site, and it's trying to grab that file that you specified for it. It says resolving, so it was able to connect to the site. That's the IP of the site. Connecting, it connected correctly, and it did the HTTP request, because this is how the wget connect to there, and was waiting for the response. It got a 200 OK response, successful connection. And here is to show you the size of the file, which we know it was 8 MB. Again, if it's something large, it's going to take longer time. And it's saying here saving to, that's the name that it came with it. And here, that should be your meter time to show you how far you are. Once it's connected and it's 100%, you will see this is full and you will come back to your screen. And as you can see here, it was doing this with almost 16 MB per second. So here, when you're doing server to server, you are relying on the speed of these servers connection, which is going to be greater and faster than your just home connection when you're downloading from FTP, FileZilla, and uploading again. And to verify that we got this, now we are in the Joomla site because we know how the Joomla files are looking like. We will double check. And as you can see, this is the Joomla site because we have all the folders, and here is our file that we grabbed. And again, this wget can work on anything. Sometimes, let's say you have a file on a Dropbox that you uploaded there or somebody sent it to you. And instead of you download it to your computer and bring it and upload it to your site, you still can use the wget. So it's a very helpful tool that you can use it in multiple applications, not just for replication sites. Okay, and let's see what we have here. Okay, well, just before we move into anything more, is anyone having any question regarding what we did so far, or any specific command do you want me to go over through or explain it more?
Looks like we're all good, Taz. You can keep going.
Okay, perfect. Okay, let's see what we have next online here. Okay, so this one that we have in here, so I'm gonna list some commands because I know when you take a backup using our tool, for example, it does not actually zip it in a .zip file. It use the tar.gz or the tar.bz2, as you can see. So I'm gonna show you, for example, how to extract this file so you can get what's inside it. So you will use for the tar.bz2, you will just type in tar space and then xvfi. I know it's very strange command. Even for us, really, I cannot memorize it. I just take them on a note on the side. And then you're gonna put the name of the file. So the name of the file here is test. And like I said, do the tab and it will complete it for you. So as you can see now, it's extracting that whole file. So now if you wanna confirm, we go ls -al. And as you can see now, we had a mix of files between Joomla and WordPress. Okay, another command that we can use is the one for, here, to unzip bz2. So as you can see here, if it's just, it wasn't that tar, it was test.bz2. So you want to use this command. So this one will be tar. Oh, I'm sorry. This one would be b unzip two. So basically b unzip 2 because it's b and then the z, this is for the unzip because you want, this is the extension, and 2 because it's 2 because there is bz and there's bz2. So you'll do the space and then you'll put your file name. So let's say here bz2, and as you can see it unzipped it for us. Then we can do ls -al, and now we actually have a test.tar. So now, because this one is zipped twice, it's zipped as a tar and the tar is zipped as a bz2. So now we extracted the bz2 to be just a tar, and then we can unzip the tar itself. So either you use the first one that we did, it will do both of them in one, or you can do it in multiple levels like we're doing right now. So to untar this one, you will use the command untar. and just put the file name. So it'll be like on tar, and then the file name. 1 second here. Let's see what I can type. Okay, so for our server, what we have, the package that we have installed, you're gonna type in actually tar, and then xvf, and then the type, the file name. And here, as you can see, it's extracting it again. Okay, it looks like we have a question. Let me see. Okay. Well, thank you, Joe. We're glad that we're having you today. And if you have any questions, let us know, of course, anytime. Okay, moving on to the next command. Let's see what we have. Okay, yeah, let's say that you want to create a file, something real quick. So you lost your htaccess file, for example, for people using Joomla, and you want to create that file. So instead of you, again, going FTP or create it on your computer and upload it, you can just use the command touch. So touch, that tells the system, create so-and-so. So we want to create the file .htaccess new. So we'll say touch.htaccess new, and just hit enter, and it got created. Always, if you want to check, you can do the ls command, and it will bring it to you. Or you can use the ls -al again, and it will give you more details, which is I'm used to. So I'll use it here. And the htaccess new. Okay, here it is, and here it is. It's up there, as you can see here. And we want to see if it's empty or has something. We can use the cat again, the htaccess and new, and it's empty. Now we want to open it to type something. Again, from the command line, you can use this very easy and smooth. There is another built-in plugin that you can use. It's called Nano. So you can just type in Nano and any file name, and that will open the file for you, and it will let you go and make edits and changes inside. So we'll say nano htaccess new, and as you can see, we are inside the file now. So we want to type in, we'll say hello, this is a test, and you want to save it. So as you can see down here, it's telling you what to do to save and how you do all of that kind of stuff. So we want to come out, you will do Control and X, and it's asking you here, do you want to save the modified that you did? So then you'll put Y, which will be the S, and it's saved, and we want to check. So we'll say the cat htaccess new, and as you can see, it saved it. It says here it is. This is what's inside the file. Hello, this is the test. And we want to remove it again anytime, so we will just do the echo command. So echo greater than htaccess new, and that should empty it. We can double check, and it's empty. Okay, moving on to the next command. Okay, so one of the other thing here that I wanted to mention, for example, if you wanted to change the ownership of a file. So, you know, there are two ways that you can do this. You can do it from your CCP when you go to the File Explorer, which will give you the same purpose as the FileZilla, for example. So you go here and let's say we'll go here and pick the new one that we created, the htaccess. Okay, let's here. So for example, we'll take that license, that txt. So you go here and then you click properties, and as you can see here, it will show you the permission for that file. So saying that the user can read and write, but they cannot execute, the group can only read. So let's say you wanted to change it. Then you can just click it from here, execute, and then click save. So now you change the permission for that file to include this. Now, another way that you can do this, you can do it from the CCP, from the SSH, but only if you're familiar with the numbers, like because every permission, it has like 777 or 755, 754. So it all depends on that. So if you're familiar with these numbers, you can use the command change mod, so chmod, and you put the number that you want, which is the permission. So put like the 755, for example. So you'll do 755, and you want to put the file name that you want to change the permission for. So that one will be the license, for example, that we did txt. So as you can see, so now the permission got changed to that. If you want it to be something else, let's say we're going to put 644. So you do this and you'll put 644, and I will show you how it actually got changed when we go back to view in here. So this is our file. We will go here and properties. And as you can see, we set it back to execute and read and change it back. So it both will work the same thing. It's all up to you. Like if you're in the SSH and you want to learn more and you want to try to keep everything in there, you can use it from there and practice that there as well. Okay, Danny, I think this is all what I have for today. If anyone have any question, please let me know and I'll be glad to go over it again with you.
Okay, wonderful. Thank you so much, Motaz. That was very informative.
Of course, you are welcome. And thanks everyone for attending, and I hope you learned something new.
Great, thank you. Okay, so everybody, thank you very much for attending. On the screen that I'm sharing right now, it does show you how to follow our social media. So it shows you just our tags at the end. At the top left corner, we have Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, and Twitter. And then if you have any questions about this webinar that you wanted to mention to us, or if you have anything you want to bring up about it, or even any requests for webinars coming up, feel free to send an email to webinars@CloudAccess.net, and I will get back with you as soon as possible. We are going to try to get this uploaded on YouTube within the next few days as well. And thank you again for attending. I hope everybody has a good day.
Thank you, everyone. Have a good day.